Both celebrations and disappointments after the country's parliament voted to impeach President Yoon Suk-yeol in an extraordinary rebuke. Yoon's own party had turned on him after he refused to resign over an attempt to impose martial law, a move that sparked a political crisis and widespread anger across the country. Following the vote, Yoon conceded that he will, quote, stop temporarily for now, adding that he will not give up. Well, let's go straight to CNN's Ivan Watson live in Hong Kong. Ivan, thanks for joining me again. So good to see you. Today was the day. We're exactly, a couple of hours now on from history being made in South Korea. Just catch me up. What's actually happened, and has anything changed since that moment?
Well, I mean, we have more than two-thirds of the lawmakers in South Korea's National Assembly who all voted to impeach their president, Yoon Suk-yeol. Actually, it was 204 members of the National Assembly who did that. And as you just pointed out, it triggered these scenes of jubilation from an enormous crowd of demonstrators who had gathered on the streets and intersections outside South Korea's National Assembly. Let's take a listen to one of the lawmakers who voted to impeach the president today.
This is the victory of our great people. Still, I have tons of butterflies in my stomach, and it's hard to believe, but I think it's only a start. We have a long way to go. Now, while the impeachment proposal goes to the Constitutional Court, we have to take care of our people, our economy, our defense, our foreign affairs. So our Democratic Party has a big burden on our shoulder.
Kang Sun-woo admitting there, recognizing that, South Korea's political system is not out of the woods yet. Let me bring you back up to date what happened. Just a week and a half ago, President Yoon shocked his country, and I think much of the world, when he announced that he was imposing emergency martial law on the country, and he deployed soldiers in helicopters to the National Assembly, as well as police, to try to stop lawmakers from gathering there. They ultimately voted to overturn martial law, and he had to backtrack just 6 hours after he declared it in the first place, widely seen as an unconstitutional power grab. Now, in the last hour or so, he has put out a statement in response to this historic impeachment saying, quote, I'll stop temporarily for now, but the journey to the future that I've walked with the people for the past 2 years should not stop. I will not give up. And he talked about his commitment to South Korea. But his polls are just at a real low. There were surveys that showed the vast majority of Koreans supported impeachment. As for next steps, Ben, well, we could be months away from actually seeing President Yoon stripped from office. He's been suspended from the powers of the presidency. Those now go to his prime minister, who becomes acting president, though he too could face problems and could be implicated in this half-baked martial law effort, which has already snagged a number of other top officials from President Yoon's government. So beyond that, a constitutional court would have 180 days to rule on whether or not to approve this impeachment. The last time South Korea impeached a president, it was just 8 years ago. It took that same court 90 days to get around to that moment. That president ended up behind bars for crimes of corruption that she was convicted upon. So President Yoon could face a trial down the road if the court does approve this impeachment and completely remove him from office. Again, as you pointed out, history was made in Korea today.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure that history is going to continue into the future over the next few weeks and months. The last election in South Korea was the closest that they've ever had. And I'm sure if things do come around again to that point, that we're really in for seeing some major, major history over the next few months. So thank you, Ivan Watson in Hong Kong. We'll be speaking to you again very soon, I'm sure.